Hey, it's me. I are smart. Yeah, that's my intro. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Shang Chi or Shang Chi or Shang Chi, whatever. The new Marvel movie, The Legend of the Ten Rings. That's way easier to say. Anyway, so this movie absolutely sucks, and I hate it. I'm kidding. It was actually really good. Like it was a good movie. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, this is my review of it. I'm going to talk about it, and I probably won't have too much to talk about with spoilers, so I'll probably just save that for like a little bit at the end. But generally, I'm just going to talk about the movie, spoiler free. So this movie was really good. Really, it genuinely surprised me. Um, we've been getting a lot of Marvel stuff lately. Like we had the Black Widow, then we had like all those Marvel series. Actually, those were before Black Widow, but still, we had WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier, then Loki, then Black Widow, then What If, and now we got this thing, and then we got Eternals, and then Spider-Man. Like we're getting a ton of Marvel stuff all at once, and I'm getting a little bit of MCU fatigue, if I'm being honest. Like, as great as the Marvel intro is, it's kind of getting stuck in my head to the point where it's getting annoying. Where the da 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 da, that one, right at the beginning, it's getting kind of annoying. All right, I'm just being honest here. But still, this movie was genuinely nice. This different Marvel movie, which was cool, because I feel like, especially with Black Widow, it really didn't bring anything new to the table. It's just like, okay, really standard Marvel film. There's nothing really cool about this, but this was good. I really like this because it brought like a different kind of fighting, if that makes sense, right? Normally the Marvel movies just they're like the fighting is just either like really superhero where there's like crazy powers that are out of here, or Black Widow where she just does like aerobics or something. You really got like one or the other. But now we have martial arts, which is cool. They got like actual professional martial artists to do really cool fight scenes, and they felt more like real, I guess. That's the thing with Marvel movies. Like you get like the cool superhero fights where there's CGI everything, and it's like, oh, that looks cool. But then you got actual martial arts actually doing like real stuff that's just not like CGI'd or fake or anything. It's more real, and it's cool, and it's more believable, and it's great. I love that stuff. So this movie really, the fight scenes are really great. I gotta say that they really stood out to me, because normally it's a Marvel movie. I'm like, all right, it's fight scene time, and I kind of just like turn my brain off, and I'm like, all right, they're fighting. Well, let's get through this. This was like actually engaging for me. So yeah. Overall, I don't think it's not the best Marvel film. It was good though. I really did enjoy it. The characters were fun and entertaining, and I'm really looking forward to see what they'll do with them in the future. So again, the thing was I had low expectations for this movie because I'm like, oh, it's a new Marvel movie with a new character. It's probably won't go over real well, but it's doing really well. Like even in the theater, it was probably one of the busiest theaters I've seen in a while, really. Which I guess it's been getting progressively better at the theater I regularly go to with people in attendance. But this was, especially with like a new Marvel movie that has no established. It's just Marvel just stands on its own now as like it's gonna be good. That's what's so great about Marvel movies compared to something like DC. Because like when I went to Suicide Squad, it was a toss-up. It's like it's a DC movie. It could be really good or it could be really garbage. And thankfully, Suicide Squad was really good. But with Marvel, there's a level of quality you've come to expect. You either get like really good, just general movie, such as this one, which I would say Legend of Ten Rings is just general, average. I would put it as above average. All right, it's above average Marvel movie, And then Black Widow is kind of below average of just like it's eh. So yeah, this one was actually really good, and I really did it was just really nice to have a new kind of Marvel movie. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with these characters and with these ideas in the future. Overall, with characters, the main guy, I'm just going to call him Sean, because that's what they call him in the movie. It's way easier. He's pretty cool. I actually ended up really liking his character. He felt really real. I like the struggles and stuff he went through didn't seem like too crazy or out of here. I mean, his dad is pretty old, but that's kind of getting into spoilers. I don't want to talk about that too much, but that's kind of a weird thing. And then his mom also is like kind of magical too. I mean, besides those two things, he's a fairly relatable character. So, and the stuff he goes through with his sister, and then like his friend Katie. Katie was great. I like really great characters. It was cool having her in there, and she gets a nice little arc at the end of it too. So that was great to see. And yeah, overall, the main villain was pretty compelling. I gotta say, he got a bit just crazy at some points, but still, it was good. I really did like all the characters. You know, there's a couple weird things. There were also a couple cameos. I'm not going to spoil them for you, but there were great cameos in there, so look forward to those. Nothing like huge, but there are some decent cameos. So you got that to look forward to. But overall, I'm just going to tell you, go see this movie. If you feel like it, if you're kind of on the edge like I was, where I'm like, hey man, I could see this, but I could also wait, just go see it, because it's fun. You know, it's a movie. I love movies. I love going to movies. I love the theater. You know, you look at the thing, you got your popcorn, you're just eating like this, and you're like, wow, what a cool movie. It's a great time. I love the movies, you know. And also, don't be like this one guy who was just like at the end of the movie, like literally the emotional climax of this movie. Guy literally pulls out his phone. Here, I'll start by pulling out my phone and just started talking on the phone, just having a full-on conversation with someone. It was a different language. I couldn't tell what he was saying, but he was just having a full-on conversation at the like climax of the movie. It was like, and the entire theater was just looking at this guy like, dude, like what the heck? Can we get this guy out of here? Like, can we remove this guy? Can he leave? It was not a good time. So don't be like that guy. Do not be the guy. Turn your phone off and watch the movies. I'm getting off topic. The movie was great. Go watch it. So I didn't want to talk spoilers here for a bit. So if you don't want spoilers and you want to do, just go away, okay? It's not going to be very long. It's probably going to be like only a couple minutes where I talk spoilers, because I don't have too much to say. But generally, I like the plot of this movie. It was pretty good. You know, you got like, you know, the flashbacks were a bit hard to follow at some points, because it's like, wait, is this flashback before this one, or when did he do this? Because trying to keep all that straight, like, wait, he left when he was 16, and then now he's 10, so wait, then he met, this was when he was in middle school. I don't know, it got confusing for me, just because it was like trying to keep all these things connected, so, and I didn't, you know, normally I want to write this stuff down, but I couldn't. Anyway, so yeah, that was a bit confusing for me, but generally it was alright. You know, his dad being like this all-powerful guy who keeps wanting more stuff, that makes sense, I guess. The rings are kind of weird. Like, when I heard the concept, I was like, rings, I was thinking like finger rings, but no, they're literally just bracelets. Like, I don't see why they don't call it Legend of the 10 Bracelets, but 10 rings does sound cooler than 10 bracelets, I guess. The Iron Man references were cool, especially with the Mandarin. I'm glad they brought that guy back. You know, the fake actor Mandarin named Trevor. It was cool to see him again. And also there was Morris. I don't know why he was there, but he was cool. He was that little faceless demon thing, Pokemon or whatever he was. I don't know. It was pretty weird. But yeah. And I didn't even notice that until they mentioned it. Like in the theater, they were like, "Oh yeah, remember an Iron Man with the Mandarin, and they had that 10 rings logo? Yeah, those are the fake ones. They just took our name." And I was like, bro, when I saw the marketing materials for the movie, I didn't even make that connection until I got to the theater. I was like, wait a minute, this was an Iron Man. So yeah, that was cool. Also, I can't remember any of the characters' names, if I'm being honest. I don't remember. His dad's name was something, his mom's name was something, and then he had an aunt and like his sister. I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. I remember Sean and Katie. That's all I remember from this movie. So also Razor Fist. I feel like it's more Razor forearm, but still, you get the idea. He was cool. Cool that he had a car, and he was like, "What, my car?" That was cool. But other than that, I don't know. The dragon was cool. It was cool to have a dragon fighting soul monsters. You know, that lost me a bit there, but it was still cool. Gave him the benefit of the doubt. The final fight where the blue rings turned into yellow rings. I don't know why they needed to change color, but whatever. That was cool. How the son kind of like inherited him from his dad, and then his dad got his soul sucked out. It's kind of what a way to go out, really. Like, you live for like 1,000 years, and then the way you go out is just your soul gets sucked out of your body, like crazy. Anyway, the final, there was also a really tense scene. That scene where where like they're on the dragon, and his sister almost dies, and the dragon almost gets its soul sucked out by the giant soul-sucking demon thing. Yeah, that was crazy. I was actually really tense. I was like, holy crud, are they gonna lose? Like, are they gonna do this? And then no, they did end up winning, because we got the bow and arrow ex machina. So yeah, that was cool. So anyway, it was just, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So really excited to see where they're going. Also, like, what was up with Bruce Banner just being Bruce Banner? What happened to Smart Hulk? Is he's just Bruce again? Whatever. Also, who are the rings calling out to? That doesn't make any sense. Is it the Eternals people? I have to go see that movie next whenever that comes out, so I don't know. But that's about it for spoilers. So that means that it's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and you should go check out this movie because it's good. If you also enjoyed it, leave me a comment saying what you thought of the movie. But also put a spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it. If you want to put something about spoilers, or you can just join my Discord. I'll put a link to my Discord, and I think we have a spoiler channel if I remember correctly. I don't know. Nobody talks in there anyway, so if you want to start having conversations about movies, just go do that. Make the chat active again. Anyway, that's it. Bye.